Hey, welcome to this Weave 1.1 Development Update. My name is Steve Zank with the Center for Worship Leadership at Concordia University, Irvine, and we are joined by the wonderful, the illustrious, the unbelievable, I had to do it, Chris Matthews, Technical Project Manager. Chris, thanks for joining us for this update.
Happy to be here.
So if you haven't heard, we've launched in February of 2026, and we're committed to basically monthly updates of the system, in addition of content, especially through this first year as the system is just going live, getting some great feedback along the way. And so we're excited to give you a list of 10 things that we have updated for 1.1. And so some of them are bug fixes and some of them are new features. So really excited to share that with you today. Chris, where should we get started?
Yeah, I think the first thing is probably just some of the content updates that we've been working on. So as you guys know, this is something that we're constantly trying to update, adding resources, things that we think that will benefit the church. Obviously, this week being Holy Week, I guess it's a month and a half because this list is comprised of since we launched until now. We put a lot of the Hymnal project resources up that are Holy Week hymns, as
Hymnal
well
Project,
as
just really quickly, the Hymnal Project is a resource by the Michigan district of the LCMS, and they take hymns and they help arrange them and provide charts as a free resource to the church. And they agreed that we can put it on Weave. So we've got those charts for Holy Week. We've got some, you've been using them for Lent potentially. We'll be adding those throughout the seasons coming up. So you always look for that. For looking for a chart for a hymn for a contemporary band, you can always look through the Hymnal Project offerings here on Weave.
yeah, and they're all great. The guys who write the Hymnal project arrangements are so good. So definitely check those out. We added the Lent versions of It Is Finished, which came out this year, and God Who Bleeds, which came out in previous years. Both of those are TSI songs, as well as Your Word Is Growing Me, which is a really cool new resource that we're promoting for school chapels for the next year. So those resources are all up there, including the school curriculum for teaching at chapels, which
That's
is
so cool.
so cool that Kip is doing that.
Yeah, we're excited about that. And then just really briefly, then also Lenten version, in case that's not familiar to you, what we mean by that is there are some congregations that follow an ancient tradition. I don't actually know how ancient it is, but it's a tradition that omits hallelujahs during certain seasons, and one of them is Lent. And so both It Is Finished and God Who Bleeds has the hallelujah in it. And so we've worked with the authors of those songs, the writers, to create a version, an official version, that uses a word besides hallelujah in its place that fits in the rhythm of the song. And so the charts will actually have a different word in that place for those songs. So that's what that is. The hallelujah is being omitted.
Yeah. And then the last resource update is Steve's been working on adding these hymn studies that the LCMS has actually created. Steve, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So the LCMS has done several hymn studies, which are basically using the text of a hymn to read it, to ask questions. So like a really nice going deeply into the lyrics of the hymns. And so what we've done is we just tagged a link to the LCMS website where you could go and find these hymn studies. So if you find a hymn and it has a file icon, we'll get to that in a second. We added a file icon for you guys to quickly see kind of what songs have files attached to them. But some of the hymns have a file icon, and some of those stand for a link to a hymn study. And so if you want, maybe you could use that as a devotional exercise for your staff or your team. But they're great. They're just using the lyrics of the hymn to kind of go deeper in the theological reflection. So it's really, really cool that the LCMS put that out, and we're trying to draw attention to it and help you find those studies.
Yeah, let's get into some of these updates. One of the updates is on our previous video, Matt was mentioning how you'll have a little planning center icon next to a song if it's in your planning center library. We encountered a bug so that if it was something in our database, it would not show the planning center icon. So you could only see the planning center icon on songs that were only in your database, not in ours. So we fixed that.
So if you see a PCO icon, it means it's in your library already. And if it's
Yes.
not there, assuming you're using Planning Center and you're linked to the
Yes.
services.
We also moved our CWL logo over to the other side, so you can see, for already a song, it would have only shown the CWL icon before on the right side, but we wanted to make sure people could see if it was in their planning center too. So we moved all of the CWL logos over to the left side. You can see Arise isn't in my planning center, but it is a CWL. Already Song is here. And then you'll notice this nice download button. It says it has downloads. So if you click on that song, you know already, scroll down here and there's going to be downloads in order for you to use that song in your church with the free charts. Probably the coolest update, I would say, though, is that we've added this button right here, which is a push to planning center button. Previously, if you wanted a TSI song that had downloads, you would have to add this song to a set list, go to the set list, and then push to planning center from the set list. And if already a song wasn't already in your set list or in your planning center, when it pushes it to your set list, it would add all of those resources to your song database. Now you can do it directly from the song without having to go through that whole process. You just
Yeah.
click the button and it will add it to your planning center just like that.
And not just TSI songs. I also noticed the Hymnal project, for example. You can push those into your PCO and other songs. So that's a great tool. And so this time, you don't need to know exactly where you're going to plan the song before you send it over. You can just send it right into your songs database, not into one of your services. So that's a really great add. I think it's the main updates for 1.1, Chris. Is that right?
That is correct. Oh, actually, one more thing. We added a filter. We call it our in-house filter. And what it does is you can solidify just or single out just CWL resources. You can look at just recommended songs. You can look at just not recommended songs, and you can look at just songs that are already in your planning center. So that's just an additional way that you can quickly filter if you're in a bind for time, you're really trying to look for something specific.
So thanks for joining us for this update here. We hope it helps you. If you haven't heard of Weave before and somehow just found this development update, it is currently a free resource. And if you're using Planning Center Online, it actually can integrate with your Planning Center account. It's an incredibly powerful set of tools, but ultimately we're trying to use Weave to help you find resources, to get easy access to resources, but then also there's a whole aspect of it that's educational. You can learn a few things while you're on the system. And so if you don't have an account yet, check it out. See what you think, and let us know in the comments of this YouTube video what you think about Weave and this 1.1 update.
Yeah, I'd like to say you were talking about Planning Center. So when we release this, Planning Center has a great API system where you can integrate your applications with Planning Center, but they also have a process where you can become an actual registered integration. So we are now, for the Center for Worship Leadership, and Weave is a recognized integration on Planning Center's own website. If you go to their planningcenter.com/integrations, and you can find us on there. So we are a official integration with Planning Center, recognized by Planning Center. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, thank you for joining us for this short update for Weave 1.1. We'll see you in a month or so for some more updates for our next version. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.